watching the Anthony Rogers show.
You have to do that again. One more time.
She's drunk.
All right, go one more time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
You're watching the Anthony Rogers show.
Can you say it in a super deep voice too?
Oh
No. We could, but that's gonna be $500.
$500?
You're not gonna.
We don't want that to live
You're not gonna
online.
get that footage. That's gonna go viral.
That'll go viral.
That's gonna go viral.
Hey, thanks for watching this video, and I want to say without companies like Luxurious Bastard Beard Oil, this video wouldn't be possible to make. So you can go and the links in the description, Luxurious Bastard, promo code Legendary, and get some beard oil. Great smells, great function, great look, great shine, you know. Do that and support the sponsors so we can continue to make videos like this for you. Thank you.
You're listening to the best of the Anthony Rogers show because, you know, let's face it, who can't get enough of Buck Cherry and, oh, yeah, porn stars, yeah.
I'm Savannah Storm, and you are watching the Anthony Rogers Show. Hey, it's Hot Wife Shady Rose, and you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
My name is Alex Sulkin, writer of Ted and Family Guy, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show. Lucky you.
Hey everybody, my name is Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Anthony Rogers Show.
I'm gonna make a trans sport league. Only trans can compete. Because they're basically superior, right? They're like better women. It's like you got rid of all the bad parts of women, like them being like dumb and annoying and talking too much. And then you just have it like looks like a woman, but it like, I don't know, probably smokes weed and cigarettes and shit, you know? Cusses a little bit, you know? Could you imagine like going to a doctor, like I'd love to transition to what? The second best gender. Make me a woman, please. I hate having it easy. You know what I mean? And they're not really women, they're just fags, right? It's just being a fag, right? Nothing wrong with it, it's just probably just a fag. Like, I don't know. Am I losing the crown here? Sorry.
Link in description, promo code Legendary. Use Luxurious Bastard Beard Oil every single day. Smells great, looks great, awesome scents. Check out the link in the description for Luxurious Bastards scents and all that different stuff they have on their website. Check it out.
Hey, we survived that long ass intro together, guys. Like, I'm glad you stuck with me. Oh my God, that was so awful to sit through. But I put that comedy clip in there too because this lady was yelling at me about that joke calling trans people fags. So I went ahead and used that clip in this episode just in case anybody else wanted to get mad about it too. But I thought it was funny. We include them in the beginning of the intro, so it's equality, right? We back them, whatever. But anyway, completely unrelated. We have an awesome guest. She's been here before, but a lot of people know her. I'm finding out like just from like posting about it on like Facebook and like a couple other things like Twitter. I think people were messaging me like hyped about her being on here. She's a sidekick. You probably knew that already because you clicked on this episode and read the description. but this is a Sloan Bell. I think their third or fourth time on here. One of my favorite guests we've had. How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Really good. Great to have you back on here. Like you blew up with the you were the first one on the P. Diddy thing, right? Like that was one of the things you did was you're one of the first people to discuss like the whole like P. Diddy sex trafficking, whatever operation or whatever.
Yeah. That happened in 2023. I tell the story because I'm monotonously boring about it, but in June of 2023, I came back from hiking because I do that, and I was exhausted, and I got so many text messages. Why don't you do Kim Porter? Kim Porter. She was in my head because people love to find out about Kim Porter. So against my will, because I didn't know who she was, I just wrote down some stuff when I was driving home, and I got home. And before I went to dinner, I did the first video, and she told me all of that. Hi, Rita. She told I see it pop up. Rita. Okay, sorry.
What's up, Rita?
So I saw, I literally said what she said. So I wrote down what she said, and that's about one of the most specific and clear communications I've had with a person that's passed over was hers. And she literally wanted everybody to know that he would get busted. So how does she said it?
How does someone talk to you once they passed over? Like how does that come to you in that case, I guess, for example? Was it maybe different each time?
Yeah, it is, and that's a good question. It is different each time because it depends on the person who's passed over, how they are energetically. And believe it or not, just because look at sunlight. Okay, anyway, sorry, lighting's off again. I have to say
I'm jealous of your sunlight, and I'm jealous of your sunlight is dark.
Yeah, it's right. It's coming in. What happens is when people die, we have a basic nature. So like I'm a very loud, chatty person. So and you're a joke teller. So I assume when we pass, some of that will translate in how we communicate. And in the act of picking up on the energy, I really just have to feel it. So I have to feel like I want to understand what you're trying to tell me. And sometimes they come in and bitch slap you on the side of the head. Like I have no interest in finding out stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's like I'm slapped on the side of the head. Like the Kim Porter stuff, I really did not want to do her video. I did not know who she was. I mean, I knew she was P. Diddy's dead baby mama, but I didn't necessarily care. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta watch some girls. You gotta watch some girls. I'm telling you, even in the afterlife, you know, it's like you gotta watch.
Well, you know, he did murder her, so he pissed her off. And
it sounds like
that's what she told me, and I knew nothing about it. So I wait for them to come to me, but they're very, very different. People are different, just like you're different and I'm different and we're all different. People are different on the other side. And then it comes down to how do you receive information? So do you feel it? Do you hear it? Do you see it? Are you like, I'm a talker, so I'm very much a blah, blah, blah'er, right? So I get information through communication. I hear the wording of it. Some people feel it. So like my oldest son will say things like, I feel their depression. Like that's how he works with it. You know, he feels it. Some people dream it. There's a whole bunch of people that dream stuff in the dream state that
I'll see my mom in my dreams a lot, like my grandfather and stuff. I'll see people that passed in my dream a lot. That's interesting. Like, do you have that too? Does that work for you too?
Yeah, no, it absolutely. You know why it comes in dream state? Because I'm just turning up the volume on this. It's easier for them to come into your space without disturbing your body's energy while you're asleep. So they can actually imprint on you and sometimes take you over to their dimension. So if you and your mom and your grandpa are on a picnic or whatever, that's how that can happen, you know?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I was wondering if that was real. Because I've had a lot of dreams like that before.
Yes, it's real. Those are different dimensions. We are not, when we sleep, we're somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that too. I definitely think that too.
We really are.
Right. I believe that for sure. Like, so you can you control this gift you have, or does this come randomly, or like both even? I mean, what is this like?
I look at it like, I don't know that gift would be the word that I would use. I mean, everybody uses it as a gift. I use it as an ability. So I have an ability. Just like some people are more flexible. Some people can draw, some people can sing music, you know, tell jokes, whatever. This is my ability. It truthfully, when I was younger, it came at me from every direction. So I was what's called a trance channel, where they would come in my body and out of my body. And this drove me nuts. I was seeing things 24/7 and all the time. So, and it leads to kind of mental illness or breakdown or whatever they want to call mental illness, where you're like anxiety ridden, panic attack, can't leave the house, all of that, because of the energy. But now I just wait to feel, to want to do it. I don't have an urgency. When I am reading clients though, what I do is I ask to hook into their birthday, and then I can pretty much access information, although not perfectly. And so now with the wider audience I have, I worry a lot about disappointing people, which is really weird, but I actually now feel like if I don't hit a home run every time, that I feel bad for the people, which is weird because I never used to feel that way.
No, it makes sense. I can see that too. Off subject for a second, we're gonna bring in Frankie for the weather real fast. What's up, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. Weather is pretty cold outside in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. Think that's a little bit of showers. It got cold air coming back and warm air fighting each other. Cold air fighting each other in my hometown, Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. Chino Bisconte is the host of the Hot Water Show. In Hot Water Show starts at 4:00 p.m. on Rumble, on Chino Bisconte Rumble channel every Monday to Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central in the Hot Water Show with Chino Bisconte. He's the host of the Hot Water Show. And guess what? And the weather for California is going to bring a whole lot of rain. Greater Los Angeles and California this Wednesday coming. It's been snowing in parts of Nevada and mountains in Arizona, and it's going to bring lots of rain in Phoenix, Arizona. One storm right after another in Phoenix. Home of the Gary and Dino Show. Gary and Dino lives in Phoenix, Arizona. The guy runs a podcast on Saturdays. It's on Fridays. Gary and Dino Show. They're located in Phoenix, Arizona, in the Scottsdale area. Gary and Dino's getting a lot of rain.
You know people everywhere, brother, don't you? That's awesome, man. Like, with Missouri's sunshine, right? Missouri's beautiful right now. I went outside. It was amazing. Is it like that forever? Like, are we blessed forever, or just for the moment? You know, what do you think?
And did you hear about this? That you got the link with the monster trucks? Chino Bisconte, the host of the Hot Water Show, is coming to Sydney, Nova Scotia for Monster Trucks on June 7th.
Cool. 1 second. Let me pull it up for you, brother. So when is that? June 7th, you said?
June 7th, Monster Trucks, Center 200, Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Okay. Awesome. So that's the tickets. All right. That's what you sent me. That's awesome, Frank.
And did you hear about this? It's pretty cold over where I'm at right now in my hometown of Sydney.
Why is it cold right now? Or you're in Canada? You're really up north. And I guess
I'm in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada, as of right now.
Oh my God!
And did you hear about this? Chino Bisconte does his podcast in Hot Water Show on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on Chino Bisconte Rumble channel. Chino Bisconte, the guy runs Chino does in Hot Water Hockey Show on Thursday nights. And Chino's busy doing his own podcast and things like this.
Very cool. Very cool, man.
Good job.
And did you hear about this? I'm showing you Charlotte Street in Sydney right now.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that's what it would look like.
Days are getting longer in my area.
Very cool.
And did you hear about this? Chino Bisconte's doing great so far. And did you hear about this? Sydney, Australia got hit by a cyclone last week. Tropical cyclone Alfred devastated Brisbane, Australia. Did some damage to buildings and things like this, caused a lot of flooding. And in northern New South Wales, Australia, brought a lot of rain in dozens of towns in New South Wales, Australia, in the northern part near Queensland border. It was so bad there. It was devastating. It was really, really bad there right now. Warm air, cold air fighting each other in the United Kingdom right now. I'm getting my hair cut on Thursday, March 13th. This is my final appearance for now on Anthony Rogers Show before I get my hair cut on Thursday, March 13th, 2025. Gerard Coombs is my barber at Borden's Barbershop in Whitney Pier area. Gerard Coombs is my barber. I'm getting my hair cut this Thursday coming.
Bro, when you said that was your final appearance, I thought you meant like ever. I'm like, you had me like blocked in. I'm like, this is Frankie's final appearance. And they go, before I get a haircut. And I'm like, oh, okay. That was I was like glued.
That means that in the next Tuesday, that'll be my first appearance of Anthony Rogers Show after I get my haircut.
What kind of style are you going for, brother?
I'm getting the buzz cut to Gerard Coombs, my barber, cuts my hair.
You gonna get fresh, bro? You get the fresh haircut?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna zip up the sides.
That means that Gerard Coombs, he's my barber.
That's amazing.
Shout out, barber.
And things are great.
Do you have any questions for a psychic, Frankie?
And did you hear about this? And how was the in Hot Water Show used to be Compound Media last year?
I saw that. Yeah, no, I saw that. Do you have any questions for a psychic?
That means what is the weather like in Los Angeles?
Oh, right now, sunny.
It rained in Los Angeles right now on the Wednesday.
It rained this morning, yes. And it rained a little bit this afternoon, but it's sunny right now. And they say rain tomorrow, but I'm not believing it.
That means down Los Angeles right now. I got over 300,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel as for right now.
Excellent.
Congrats, brother.
That's good.
And did you hear about this? And did you hear about this? Gino Pisconti is doing great on the Hot Water Show so far. Keanu Thompson, that's Gino Pisconti's wife. She's one of the producers of the Hot Water Show on Rumble.
Cool.
Bam.
And did you hear about this? Gino Pisconti is coming to Sydney, Nova Scotia on June 7th. That's one of them.
Hey, you know, I noticed Nikki's missing tonight. Do we know where she is in the weather report?
She's sick.
She's somewhere.
She's somewhere. Yeah, no, I wondered.
She's somewhere.
I thought that.
She could be going to conventions and things like this. She could be going to conventions and things like this. She could be going to different places.
Frank, no, she's
I'm like,
she texted me. She was sick. She was feeling bad and stuff. She said to say hey to everybody though. She wasn't feeling good today. She texted me about 4 hours ago, telling me that.
Oh, that's too bad.
I hope she feels better. So shout out Nikki if you're watching.
Nikki, hi. Wait, where's Nikki? Where's Nikki's home base? It's in Los Angeles, right?
She's close to you, yeah. She's in like the Hollywood area, I think.
Yeah, close enough. She's also in the ghetto garbage dump of a hellhole. Yeah.
California?
Yes. Dumpster fire.
Any other guy, Gary and Dino, they're from Phoenix. They live in Phoenix, Arizona now. They moved to Burbank, California in 2020. Now they live in Phoenix. They do the Gary and Dino show right from Phoenix, Arizona.
Cool. You know a lot of stuff.
Another guy, Jack Casey, he's the guy running the Bass Guy show every Friday nights at 10 around 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Atlantic. Bass Guy is the host of the Bass Guy show. Jack Casey, aka Bass Guy. I'm on his podcast every Friday nights at 9:50 p.m. Central, 10:50 p.m. Eastern, 11:50 p.m. Atlantic. Bass Guy show.
Cool. Cool.
Jack Casey, he's the guy running the Bass Guy show.
I don't know that show.
That means if you want to go to the website www.bassguyshow.com.
Okay, I'll look it up after.
Everybody stop watching this show and watch that show. I'm just joking. Hey, Frankie, what do you think about psychics? Do you believe in psychics?
Let's go. The things are great so far.
Do you believe in psychics?
And different subjects, like in high schools, people take calculus. That's extremely hard math, pre-calculus. They get social studies, science, English, math for high school students. They got math, English, science, and social studies, things like this. They have our fine arts course like art, music, drama. In physical education, they get them play physical education. That's another kind of course. Business education is like typing, web design, entrepreneurship, and all those things.
That's true.
Entrepreneurship means that somebody learns how to start a business course in high school.
That's yeah. Do you all believe in psychics?
The subject.
Psychics, like
psychics means that somebody predicts the future, like far in the future and things like this. It's like Psychic Nikki that used to be on Dean Blundell's show way back then.
Yeah, do you believe in that? Do you believe in predicting?
Dean Blundell used to talk about me way back in 2011 on 102.1 The Edge, the radio station up in Toronto, Ontario back then, till Dean Blundell got fired in 2014.
I don't think that answered the question.
No, he likes to talk around the question, huh?
No, he's the best promoter of all time. He's like, he's so
Psychic Nikki is one of them. And yet there's a lot of psychics out there predicting the future and things like this. There's a bunch of psychics out there.
Definitely. No, it's awesome. It's lucky. It's lucky we're able to be blessed, have people blessed with us, to predict certain things is useful.
Absolutely.
Psychic, it's like a fortune teller guy.
Girl, but yes.
There's a lot of fortune teller guys out there.
Sloan Bell's a big psychic. She predicted the P. Diddy bust, like all that happened, and a bunch of other stuff. Like she's getting pretty big too. You have any questions for her?
That means that there's people using psychic powers to predict the future.
Yeah, Sloan's one of them.
I think it's lost on him tonight.
Yeah.
But if it's raining here, that's good. But it's not.
Yes, if you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie MacD. My ex formerly Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My link tree is Frankie MacDonald. My threads is at Frankie MacD94. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD94. My TikTok is FrankDown94. My Clapper is FrankDown94. My Twitch is FrankDown94. My Snapchat is Frankie MacDon. My YouTube channel is dogsandwolves, and my link is Frankie MacDonald. Best luck there. I'm Frank Down. You're listening to Roger every Tuesday nights. Breaking news: Frankie MacDonald Bowitz is now sold out once again. It's going to be restocked in May, like
I
the
just
Cowboy.
followed you, Frankie. I just
And
followed you.
breaking news: the Cowboy Frank Del Bowitz has been sold out again. Then they got the new ones coming in stock in June.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay, my circuits are fried now.
No, Frankie's intense, bro. He's so fast, and then he's just like a genius used car salesman or something. So he comes in, he knows all this shit, and he just plugs everybody, and he probably plugs my show on their show and their show on my show. So like creates this like community and network kind of thing he's doing. He's just like, but usually he does the weather. Usually.
Yeah. Well, he did ask. It is sunny out, so he did ask, which is good.
So you did the weather, I guess. Like tonight we had the psychic do the weather instead of the weather guy.
I know. I'll do the weather tonight. Whatever. I don't care. Who cares?
Well, that was intense. Cool. Yeah, that was a lot. That drained.
I know he fried my circuits.
Read in the comments said I have several psychic friends, but Sloan is my favorite.
Thanks, Rita. Thank you.
And she also said, Nikki, if you're watching, I'll be feel better. Yeah, if she's watching, I'll be feel better. But yeah, no. So okay, back to the actual show.
Yeah, Frankie fried my circuits. That's the name of the next show. Frankie fries circuits.
He goes so fast. I'm just like, Let's try to keep up. I like his energy though. He's usually right about the weather. Although you said it's sunny, he said it's raining. I don't know. He said it's raining Wednesday. He said Wednesday.
Look, if you can see out my window, see the sun? Can you see?
Yeah.
That's outside my window. So it's sunny out, but it was raining. He's not wrong.
You said it's going to rain Wednesday, I think you said too.
Yeah, it's supposed to, and that's pissing me off because, it's pissing me off.
You have to, because people in California have to suffer like the rest of us.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I moved here. I just prefer, the homeless and the dumpster fires, and I don't need rain on top of that. Like, don't we have enough out here?
Well, it's going to put out the fire. It's going to rain to put out the fires. It's like circle of life.
That's causing mudslides like crazy.
That's how you get rid of the homeless. You get rid of the homeless and the mudslides.
Yeah, well, no, the homeless are everywhere. They're everywhere. There are seriously, it's unbelievable what has happened to the state. Like, it's completely unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm more surprised people could afford to live in California than that they're homeless. Like the fact that they're homeless doesn't surprise me as much. Like that, like the rate of like is like double everywhere. Like Missouri is really cheap cost of living. That's why I like it here. I'm in like a city that was like great like 100 years ago. You know what I mean? Like this, like when the rivers mattered and shit. But no, I like the fact that like everything's cheap and shit. I like that. I couldn't imagine like Florida's expensive too. I went to Florida and like everyone's a millionaire except for me. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like this is not like.
Well, most people, I mean, yes, you're going to pay like $1 million for a shitty house in LA. That's for sure. But it's more LA is gridded. And Nikki can tell you this too, but the energy is gridded here. And what I mean by gridded is I think it's really, I can hear you. I think it's like I tell my kids, I can fucking see you. I got eyes. I can hear you.
I was doing it for the show. I didn't realize you could hear me still. I was like trying to hide it. I'm like, she's gonna go on this good. I'm like sitting here like a nerd, like just watching. I'm like,
but I can hear you.
I can just nerd out and you talk. You're good at speech and stuff. I just nerd out on like the subjects and stuff.
I think LA is gridded by a negative energy because we have a really weird political system here where nobody I know wants to vote for the people that they say are winning the elections. Like I literally do not, there's a few people, and they're usually really wealthy people and that kind of thing. But the majority of people don't want what's going on, and yet it continues to go on. So it's very strange to me. So there's definitely some trickery over here. We've got the most beautiful landscape that you could ever see. It's gorgeous. And I think what they're doing is I think they're burning into smart cities. And I'm sure you've heard that too. I don't know if Missouri's slotted to be a smart city, but I'm pretty sure that that's what they're doing here. They took down Palisades in Malibu, as you know, from the news that was nonstop. But just answer me this question. Like, we have reservoirs everywhere. So why the fuck were they empty? Number one. Number two, up north when the fire started, my friend called me and told me that on the early part of January, they sent her a letter saying they were filling up the reservoirs in her neighborhood so that they don't have to worry. And when they evacuated them, because the fire was going to burn their houses down, they said there was no water for them either, even though they received a letter saying that they were deliberately filling those up. So there's a lot of fuckery going on, and they're doing it deliberately. This is my belief, and you'll never get me to say different. And I don't care what people say, because they always say, oh, she thinks everything's a ritual or this, that, and the other. No, I really feel they're doing it deliberately. It's Agenda 2030. And I know you know who David Icke is, right?
He's on the show later this month.
Is he on the show?
He's on the show March 25th. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Lucky. How'd you snag that?
It's his second time on. I love that motherfucker. He's
yes.
He's like the real Alex Jones.
He's before Alex Jones.
He's like the real one. He's like the non-CIA agent Alex Jones.
Yeah, well, Alex Jones, do you remember the shit that Alex Jones got in for saying that Sandy Hook didn't happen? And I mean, like, do you remember that?
Yeah. Nothing says your tragedy is real like suing a guy that says it's fake.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's real. We're going to sue you. It's like, okay. The only evidence I've seen of a school shooting was Columbine. I almost feel like that's when they learned that they could just take your guns away from school shootings. I think it naturally occurred with Columbine, and they have video surveillance evidence of it. And I haven't seen much evidence of any other school shooting, to be honest. Like as far as like actual evidence, not like okay, here's a school. Here's people
the parents crying. Here's the crisis actors.
Yeah, I've literally only seen. And I'm not saying they're all fake. I'm just saying I've yet to see evidence of any of them except for Columbine. Like, to be completely clear, like I've never seen it, but it doesn't mean it's not real. It just means I haven't seen the evidence.
Yeah, no, both things can be. Yeah, did you know they were saying? Because switching topics totally. You didn't ask me to, but I'm gonna. The Idaho 4, Brian Koberger, when they talked about him, I did not get that he would be found guilty, right? And people were like, "You're crazy, he did it." But today I was listening to a guy that said they literally have no evidence of the bodies being pulled out. They have nothing on camera. They don't really know where. The only two people they really know where they were the two girls at the taco truck, because the taco truck guy was live streaming outside of his taco truck. So they do know where those two were. And then they burnt the house down. And then they brought the other brothers back. You know, the other brothers back. There were triplets, and one triplet died. They brought the other two back, gave them a free year of scholarship, and they went back to school there. And I'm thinking that's not even like normal, really. That's what I'm thinking.
And that David Hogue guy with our Hogg or whatever, I can't say his name, but
yes,
he was. There was a bunch of footage of him. No one being that age. Whenever Sandy Hook happened, no one being his age, named David, born that. He was a kid that was like 24 or something like that. Like he was basically more or less like through evidence, not necessarily news stories or headlines, but through actual evidence of videos and stuff like that. They were showing him like in class, and a kid being like, he's too old to be here, and then birth records like basically saying that there's no one that age really.
Yeah.
So they definitely have a lot of crisis actors like with Project Mockingbird basically admitting that like most media is just CIA theater at this point. Like all these people are just actors and feds and stuff and I don't know.
Well, it's kind of obvious when they go on to the news and they say blatant lies. I mean, they literally say stuff and I'm like, yeah, why don't you just bite my ass? It's not true. None of it is true. Like, it's literally, you really can't trust them at all. And now the problem that I'm having is you've got people like Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly, and now they're going into the podcast genre and they're trying to overtake what you do, what I do, what other podcasters do that are not through the network affiliate and the pipeline. so to speak, basically the pipeline of where they control. So those people are born into those families, pipeline, bloodline families, and they're put out there and propped out there. But I will say I'm really enjoying Brigitte Macron of French, and Candace Owen ripping. Have you heard of that yet?
Well, I know their names, but what happened?
Oh, yeah. Well, Candace Owens attacking the First Lady of France.
I did not hear that. What happened?
Oh, no, she's verbally attacking her for being a inverted transgender man. And I think it's actually true. They're actually saying that she was Macron's father. And they're saying that she was Michael Travioni or whatever, and then became Brigitte Macron.
I saw like reels on that. I just go down that TikTok rabbit hole. I saw reels on that for sure. So I didn't hear Candace call her out for that or him out for that or whatever. But I
no, they wrote a letter to Candace and asked her to back it up, but they didn't sue her, so she won't shut up, of course. But
Rita thinks she's a dude too in the comments. We're just saying,
I know, Rita, you're right. She's a fucking dude, a man. But see, I don't care if they want to mutilate themselves and be men and be women. What I really, really don't like, as a woman that's had children and as a woman that's lived on the planet, is that they hire these men, and that's in Victoria's Secrets, it's all over the place, to play women's parts and basically erase us so that we're not considered, like, when you're a real woman, no one cares. You know what I mean? We're not looked at the same way. They're erasing us. They're eradicating us. It's just really weird.
I think I only think their opinion matters if they're attractive. I think if they're not attractive, they look like men still, we shouldn't take them seriously. But once they become attractive, then we can start taking them seriously.
Yeah, well, I mean, you misogynist.
Trans misogynist. I prefer to be called
trans misogynist. Exactly, misogynistic towards the trans community. If you're an ugly trans, fuck off, get out of here.
Yeah, you have to be. We're holding you to the same standards as women.
Yeah. But see, they fuck with us at all levels, and what I can't understand for the life of me, and it could be the Canadian in me or whatever, but what I cannot understand is why we need a government. And if I hear one more person say, because if you didn't have them, you wouldn't have roads, I don't want to hear it. But I really want to know why we listen to these people. I don't have to listen to you. Who the hell are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are these people? And I think until we get together as a group of people to push them out of office, we're just going to keep going in loops. Oh, vote for my guy. Oh, vote for my guy. Oh, vote for, no. Right?
No, I agree. And I think there's a certain part of people that just want to follow people around. There's a certain kind of people like us that just want to be like, no. I think it's just instinctual. America's kind of built on that. Like, kind of like we like beat up the king's men, and then all of a sudden, like we didn't listen to our parents, and we just like the whole day we're like, no, I'm right, I know everything, and I'm free, and like
I know nothing, but I'm still gonna be free.
Yeah, same. That's America though. It's like you're Canadian. You're saying?
I am Canadian, yeah,
What part of Canada?
Toronto.
I never knew that. Okay, I never knew that. I thought you're. I should have known nobody's actually from LA. I just assumed you were there for some reason. Like you seem like you get that
my kids are from LA, but no, I was from Toronto, and I actually left there back then. I was 19 turning 20. I mean, I left a lot as a teenager. I left home at 14, as we all know, the boring, monotonous story of that. But I was in and out of the States all the time. But I really, really hated Trudeau's dad. I really hated the government because I found it to be socialist communist. Now, I was a kid and I knew nothing about politics. I never graduated high school. I didn't even get out of the 9th grade. But I just knew from the things that I heard and the way that they pushed equality, we should all make the same. We should all be the same. That made me insane because that's no. We should not all be the same because we're not all the same. So I'm not saying anybody should starve, but I had a real problem, and I consider Canada the level of where you can achieve is blocked. They don't want you over a certain amount of achieving. It was also, Toronto was a very satanic city. So I was very familiar growing up with my pronouns are fucking you. Exactly. I know, what is a cis woman? I'm breaking their nose. Yeah, fuck that. No, but seriously, Toronto is very satanic. It's built on the energy vibration. And it's the first place that I learned about the tunnels underneath the cities was Toronto, because I grew up there and we're all subway kids. Like there were no Ubers. There was none of that. Our parents at age 5 and 6 sent us down the street to the subway to go here. I'm not joking you. Like I was a little kid on the subway. Okay. There ain't nobody. I mean, sometimes they drove you, but you know what I mean? So you learned about all of this. And I just can't understand why people are even listening to Trudeau. I have relatives, not my married family relatives, that defend Trudeau, and I want to beat the shit out of them. I'm like, are you people really that stupid? Are you really? And apparently they are. And they act like they know these people. And it's like, you do not know your politician or your president or your premier or your whatever.
Yeah, it's like the bartender doesn't love you, the stripper doesn't love you. You know, it's
yes.
It's like we're all.
Hey, I married my husband out of a strip club. Thank you very much.
Well, he's your ex-husband now, though, right? So
yeah, well,
but so they don't love you. They don't. I'm just fucking around. I'm sorry. But what's up, Jeremy? In the comments, how you doing, brother? Good evening.
Hi, Jeremy.
What's up?
I'm like, this stripper did marry somebody she did love, but yeah, but normally the stripper don't love you. That's right. She does not love you. But
nor does your you're represent. They're not even really representing anybody but the lobbyists. Is the problem? Like they're like America. Like okay, president's supposed to be like the excuse me for interrupting. I know.
Go ahead.
I feel halfway through that. I'm being rude. Sorry, but no. So president should be the top representative, like as in like the person who's best to represent the American people. Like not like ego based or anything like that. Like I mean, to be honest, I don't really like Trump. I don't like Biden. I don't like any of these guys. I haven't liked any of these guys in a long time. And like what's up, Sean? How you doing, buddy? What's up, buddy? Go to like. I'll beat the Lake of the Ozarks probably this summer, bro. Nice to see you there. Love and miss you, bro. And yes, those strippers love me. Love you too, bro. And maybe you got them. I didn't get them. You know, they didn't love me, so maybe they love you. I don't know, Jeremy. But no, I feel like we just got this free soul, and like we're just like, and everyone does really. It's just we're loudmouths, so people pay attention to it more. So I think I think everyone has this essence of like I hate. I mean, you know, just like this like restlessness of like I just want to be free. You know, I just want to do whatever the fuck I want all the time. And I don't know, and I'll still complain about it, but you know, I just want to be free, you know.
Exactly. I'm taking my cough drop out. Hold on. How gross! I had a cough drop in. I'm like, I'm not going to take it out. Yeah, no, I have a real problem with what's going on in our society that we even like when you look at the tariffs and things. Honestly, on an energetic level, America is trying to set boundaries with countries that have charged us tariffs and we've never charged them tariffs, and people are crybabying. I'm like, if you take $5 from me continually and I don't take from you, and then I come back to take from you because you've been taking from me, how is that unfair? I don't get it. I don't even know how you can see that unfairly, and I can't deal with people who can't see that for what it is. Reciprocation. I don't get it.
I don't know what it is either. I wonder if it's like I think it's like trauma marketing. A lot of people have like unresolved trauma that they don't deal with or work through or talk about. And I think that makes you more susceptible to repetition. Mimicking repetition is the truth in your brain. Like this is like this weird thing. Like, they figured that out in MK Ultra in like the 70s. And I think they still do that. And I think it's like my generation's been like 9/11 to now has just been nothing but fucking trauma dumps from the media. It's like the world is ending in different ways every day. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't keep up with the bullshit. You know, it's just like, I just can't keep up with it. And it's like, I feel like, but it keeps like other people who aren't intoxicated all the time, like I am, like it keeps them in a constant state of fear. Like, I mean, where I'm just like fucked up and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, we die, you know, it's like it's like that's how I felt about the band.
Everybody does die. So when they threaten, first of all, 9/11, we know they misplaced $250 billion the day before, the Pentagon. Okay, so we know that
Donald Rumsfeld announced that the day before. You're right. Yeah, that was
huge. We know it's the cover up, and we know that they let certain people out of there, and then they killed the peasants.
Do you think it was Israel? Do you think it was Israel?
I think it's George Bush Jr.
Definitely putting the oil pipelines. You put in 4 countries. Pipelines.
I think it was him, and I think our country did that to us.
I mean.
I think right now the whole world looks at America like we used to be taught that Russia was or China was. So it's communist America. I think they look at us and they feel sorry for us like we're enslaved by our government. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think we're like tabloid fascism to the world. That's basically what it is. It's just like that's what it feels like. It's like people from other countries will try to make fun of me. And I'm way better at making fun of people, so I won't let them do it. But and I love America a lot, so I always make fun of them. Like no matter what, I could this country could completely implode on itself, and we'd still be better than everyone else. But that's how I feel about America. But like these people from what's bad when people from India are like your country sucks. I'm like what the fuck did you just say? I'm like doesn't like half your population shit in the streets, and you all just come here and want to work for us? You want to work at fucking Google, huh? You don't want to work at whatever fucking company you have, like that's how I feel. It's like America's like the all-star team, so it's like technically the people over here are Americans. They're not really Indian anymore. We swooped them. We basically draft picked like the best.
We did
from everywhere, and everyone else that didn't get there and didn't get here. I mean, you're last place. You didn't make it to the all-star team. Sorry, you're
you suck.
Yeah, your parents, your grandparents, their parents.
They hate you too. You suck.
They just never got here. They just never got to.
Too stupid. Bye. No, it's interesting, but I can't even understand what's going to happen. But I know, and when you talk to David Icke, right, you're going to know this. But they're moving us towards Agenda 2030, which he's the first one that opened my mind to that years ago. But that
seemed crazy, but he's right.
No, you know what? He didn't seem crazy to me. I just didn't know how it was going to be play out. Like I have believed since I was 4 years old that the government will destroy you and kill you. Like there's absolutely not a single doubt in my mind that that's an actual thing. They do not like us. And again, they hate us. They hate our guts. And again, when you're looking at things like the vaccine and the stupid fucking people, telling you have to take it, you don't ever have to do anything. People have to remember that. You don't have to do anything. And they're feeding off us. No one's talking, and I'm sure David Icke talks about this. In fact, I know he does, but what they're doing is feeding off of, like Rita says, our fear and our negative base. Did I ever tell you that? I told this story on my YouTube, but in the early 2000s, I was working from my studio and I had a lot of women. It was women that came in from about 2000 to 2003. And then it didn't happen again, but they sat down in front of me. So this is when I did in-person readings till 2020. So they would sit down in front of me. And so I'd be talking about their boyfriend, their girlfriend, whoever, right? Whatever it is they wanted. And I saw these tubes coming out of their face, like here, like straws, but bendy straws and tubing. And they would go up about a foot and a half above their head and they would disappear. So I couldn't see the end of them. I now think that those people were being siphoned. Their energy was being siphoned. Pretty much every single one of them was coming to me with like severe depression. My relationships aren't where, the usual nonsense that everybody has. But I mean, when I look back at it, the consistency was depression and not being seen and not being heard. I remember so many of those conversations, and it was in those conversations that I realized those people were hooked up, or they'd already been like kind of taken over in a vampiring way. So they do feed off us. So the more people don't understand that because we're taught traditional religion. We're not taught actual metaphysical information. So that's why we're also ill-equipped to deal with this, I think.
Oh, great point. I think so too.
Yeah.
I definitely, there's so much going on. Like stories of like demons and stuff, and I'm Christian, so I believe that shit. And I think like like the reptilians you described just sound like demons to me personally, and like and like these other entities and stuff.
They are demons. They are demons. Yeah.
The same people. These evil blood drinkers are the same people are killing the youth on the pyramids. It's like it's like the same energy's been around forever, and like blood keeps it on Earth longer, I guess, and looking younger, but like the sort of Dracula or something, But like I think like I don't know, evil's just weird and disgusting and kind of fucking gay, And it's just that's how I feel about the devil. I'm just like just kind of gay, dude. It's like I don't know, I'm going to heaven, dude. I don't know. It just sounds like a bad plan, It's like what is he? I don't know.
Well, because they lure them in with everything that we want, like Bugattis, women, cars, blah, 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 all of that. We're taught that that's what's valuable. When I come out of the womb, when you come out of the womb, we're all taught you want to make something of yourself. You want to make money. You want to climb the ladder. You want to blah, 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 blah. But the truth is it's the connection to the people around you and how you feel about them that's going to keep you in a very elevated state so that you don't bind yourself to their way of thinking by selling, selling yourself out. And they sell out, but they're never happy. That's why you see them. And then they never get to spend the money. Yes, against the flesh. It's the principalities. Yes, exactly. What it is they when you look at people like Michael Jackson, a billionaire, this and that, but he had to fight within it. He's born into it. He's raised into it. There's sodomy ritual. They're sodomized through childhood. That's a thing. It's not incest the way that we look at it, like, oh, I like to fuck kids. It's not that. It's sodomy ritual in order to harness the kids' energy to put them out there. Okay. So they're fractured. Like, it's basically monarch mind control, MK Ultra, but to the, kicked up, fucking obnoxious. And when it's kicked up like that, these people go out into public. Like, you have Armie Hammer running around, acting like he's not a cannibal. It's like, dude, like what? And he was raised in that family. His mother knows damn well what they did to him as a kid. She knows damn well. She knows.
Yeah, that's what's fucked up, man. It's like, I think it's like, I think all that stuff, like, it's like, how do I describe this? America's basically the devil in every culture. Like, pretty much like I go to the mall and I'll go to the mall and I'll see a bunch of Indian people that are probably Hindu or born Hindu, like serving hamburgers. And I'm just like, watch this. I'm like, only in America can you get some Indian guys selling fucking hamburgers. And like, I mean, it's like, it's like an Indian culture. You don't even eat, you don't eat meat. They're sacred in Hindu culture and stuff. And everything else, but every rule that God wrote in every religion is being broken here and glorified. And it's just like, and it's disgusting and it's limiting and it's holding down our consciousness and like, and it's limiting everybody. And I think this is I think this life is like a soul test / prison to where like, you're rewarded in like karma points and everything's just there to take your karma away, basically is what it feels like.
You can't, I'm wondering, look at this. Hold on. I gotta look. My eyes look so close. I think it's a shadow. It's a shadow again. I need lighting lessons, y'all. Anyway, it is a karmic. They take every single thing that you love on this planet. If you have a little kid that you love and you raise your little kid, by the time your kid hits 6th grade, they've been offered drugs. Some adults tried to fuck them. And somebody in their family has probably groped them. Somebody's told them to lie against their parents. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. I'm not saying you have to buy into what everybody says, but it's just not the way it's supposed to be. And it's the way that it is. And it's energetically, if what it is, for example, if they can get you a little kid, like a 7th grader, whatever, 12-year-old, 11-year-old, to commit a sin that your parents tell you not to do, like don't smoke weed or don't give a kid a blowjob. That was going on when my kids were in school. Seriously. I say to my kids, don't let me catch you at 11 and 12 with that shit, because they would come home and tell me stuff and I'd be I'm like, what? Anyway, it was happening. And I said, well, just don't partake in that. Well, yeah, okay, sure. But anyway, that's the message I tried. But when you get them to commit, okay, so that's a little kid committing a sin, maybe, and he thinks his parents don't know something. When you look at these actors and politicians, they're going to parties where it's specifically designed to erode your moral compass so that they can bind you and control you. And so once they let it fall, then then it's just another jump to that. That is really true. And I finally understand what it means. The body is a temple. Hi there. Hi, Teresa. Oh, Teresa, Lena, and Princess. I know them. Princess the dog. I know them. They're my little friends. Especially Princess the dog. No, Teresa and Lena too. But when they commit these little sins and they jump down, then they're more apt to fall in line because they've already jumped from A to B to C, and it corrupts them morally. So look at what we push in society. Oh, dating apps, swipe left, swipe right. I'm not saying don't get laid. What I'm saying to you is, if you keep letting people's bodies' energy into you, your body is no longer a temple. It's a house for all those people's issues. We don't teach our kids this. And they think we're gay when we tell them that, like we just don't want them to have sex or something, right? That's what they think, but that's not the case.
Yeah, there's a huge moral drop off in the last like couple generations. I think like my grandfather's generation and now, I think there's been like a lot of moral drop off. And I don't want to be like, I'm not gonna be like, I'm not like that. A lot of people here, I'm Christian, and they'll be like, oh, you're just gonna like yell at me if you disagree or whatever. It's like, and like, but personally, I don't care if anybody else goes to hell. I'm just not. It's just not my choice.
I'm Christian.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
this is not my choice. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, for fucking that all that crazy shit you did for me, homie. You know, and I feel like I love God and I love all that, and I try to be a good person. You know, and I'm not the judge, so it's like I don't give a fuck. If somebody's
I'm Christian, and people they make an assumption about that. You know, and first of all, they'll say, "How can you be psychic and be Christian?" And I'm like, because the three wise men followed the North Star on the advice of a prophet, medieval term for psychic. Now shut up and let me do my work.
Yeah, like people have a lot of problem with that too. Like my coach is a porn star. I went to the AVNs. I believe in reincarnation, a bunch of shit. They'll try to do that, but it's like, dude, all Christian means is that you know Jesus died for your sins. Like basically, it's like that's pretty much all it means to me. It's like I mean I'm trying to be the best person I can, but like it just means that this man fucking paid the price for my soul, and like I fucked up. He already knew I would fuck up, and I feel like it's like this weird soul test. I feel like it's a weird soul test. I remember being born. I think I told you that before. I remember being like born, and like I feel like I remember this is a test. Most of the time, I remember it, but not when I'm yelling at somebody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Not when I'm yelling at somebody. I'm like, oh fuck! I remember later. I'm like, oh shit! I should have done that. That's gonna be the life review, where I have to feel how I made that person feel. I'm like, fuck! You don't want to be you don't want to be too good on this earth because you got to feel it all later through everybody else's eyes. You know?
Yeah,
like, oh.
no, I can't. I'm gonna get nailed so many times over.
Oh God, I don't even want to deal with that. And a lot of times these guys start, you know, like I'll be like a fifth grader claiming to my guardian angel they started it, you know. But I know it's, but no, I feel that all clicked with me when I read that book, when I read that lady, that PhD lady that hypnotized people or whatever, and then like they all talked about the same stuff. They talked about previous lives. They talked about
who are you talking about? Elizabeth Kubler-Ross or Dolores Cannon or?
Ooh, it was Dolores Cannon originally, but then the book was written by this guy who did it. I forgot.
That's Michael Newton.
Yes, Michael Newton. That's the book.
Lifetimes in Between Lifetimes. Yeah.
Dude, that was like powerful. My soul like connected to it when I heard it. Like I felt in my like soul it was real. Like when
it is real. It is real.
Well, I mean, I don't have evidence yet, and I tend to agree. But I'm saying I don't feel like I have the evidence enough to say that, so I kind of like use like cheap talk until I figure it out. But until I can be like, look at it, it is, you know. But like, I feel like no, I get my soul.
Well, he went at it just hypnotizing people. He wasn't even trying to accomplish that, and that's what makes it real. That wasn't his goal.
Yeah, dude, it was like oh shit, what happened now? Somebody's sending me a text. Like,
yeah, Teresa, I'm sorry, Princess died. Tucker's my dog in heaven, and Princess died. Her doggy.
Yeah, like what you're saying about the God astrology, that was interesting too. It's like people will be like, I get in debate because I'm in a downtown area, so like everybody's atheist around me. So I'll get in these debates with friendly debates. There's no like name calling. We all respect each other in different hustles and stuff. But no, I get in these things and they'll be like, why do you believe in like the Christianity thing? Like, isn't it outdated or blah? And I look at it and just like, that guy fulfilled like 300 prophecies. You know, like that guy literally was like, he was written about, then existed, and then like proved everything that was like everything the Messiah did. He did. Like, I mean, and like it just doesn't even. I don't know. That's the only story that even sounds real to me. And I've studied a lot of religions, and like that's the only one that even seems real.
Well, I think it is real. Not the country. I think it is REAL. We got Frankie right before she went to heaven. Princess love to watch and listen to. I know. I'm sorry, Teresa. That's sad. You have a new follower, Mr. Rogers. Oh, Cassandra Lynn.
Well,
is Cassandra Lynn your new follower? Hi, Cassandra. I'm assuming you're Mr. Rogers, right?
Oh yeah. It's for now these days.
Yeah.
Until I transition.
Do you remember Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I know. I watched it as a kid and lied about it. I would never tell any of my peers I watched that stuff, but I'd watch that in like Sesame Street and then lie about it and like
because they'd say you were gay.
Well, yeah, it'd be 6th grade. I'd be watching the Power Rangers. All my friends are smoking cigarettes. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like it was just like a weird day. They all pretending like they're 40, and I'm just like still like playing with action figures. It was like just I don't know, late developer.
Yeah, it's really funny. Super funny. Look, okay, I have to switch this lighting. Because I can't even get up because of my back, so forget it. Because I threw it out. Yeah, what's happening energetically, they never teach, and people have such a wrong version of everything, you know. You can let other religions exist and coexist, and it doesn't reflect on you at all, like you said. If everybody else is going to hell, you don't care. You're not.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to save my own like ass. You know, really. I'm trying to be like, Man, I'm trying to be a good person. You know, it's like I feel like I don't know. I remember.
No, you
from I was
are a
born-
good person. You are.
Well, I mean, being good situational, you know, it's like being situational. Like for example, like this sums me up. I feel like the best. Like I was a Quick Trip. It's like a gas station up here. I don't know if you guys have Quick Trip or not, or if anybody at home has it. So I go to this gas station. This guy's outside, and I'm in St. Louis. He's like, hey, can I get some money? I literally just woke up. I'm already annoyed. I had an air up a tire. I yelled at the guy who tried to cut in line, airing up the tire already. Like this guy tried to cut in front of me. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, you tried to lie to me. I'm like, dude, shut up. And he just like moved. So anyway, I go inside and I go inside and this guy's like trying to ask me for money. And I'm just like, he goes, can I have some money? I'm like, and I just yelled at him, I fucking hate this. I go, I fucking hate this. And I go inside and then I walk inside. I'm like, that's no way to talk to people. And I walk back outside and I hand him half the cash I brought in for my snacks. I was like, here's like, I don't know, $5. That's no way to talk to people. But that sums me up. I'll like yell at this guy and then I'll go inside and I'll come back outside and buy him lunch. I mean, it's just like that's like the kind of like you know, like I don't know. My mind doesn't want to do it, but my soul knows I'm supposed to do the right thing. You know
Yeah,
I
have the same kind of thing. I'm
you just seem like that.
What that is I'm rebelling against our Father, which is, you know, God in the name of Jesus, etc. So I'm rebelling against it. Like I know what I got to do, and I don't want to do it because I want to be with the cool kids. But you know.
Well, I just didn't want to be bothered by a fucking dude asking me for shit. I get so tired of people fucking asking me for shit. It gets so fucking old. It's like, can I?
Yeah.
And I'm in St. Louis. Everyone's like, can I do this? Do this? I'm like, no. And like, I don't know, man. The dude fucking hasn't eaten, man. Starving's more annoying than asking questions, you know. So I just felt bad, you know. That sums up what I'm saying. I feel like I'm like this close to be. I'm like, oh, sorry, the camera's here. I'm like this close to being a good person, you know. I'm
a good person. Shut up, you are.
No, I feel like I'm like this close to being that way. I feel like you're like I don't know. I feel like someone's sending you a box. Hey Teresa, sending you a box soon. Or sorry, Teresa sending you a box soon.
Thank you, Teresa. Teresa always sends me lovely gifts.
She also said, "Hope your back is better, my knee."
Yes.
And then someone said, "Your lighting looks fine, Sloan."
I always flip out. I need, you know what? The lighting makes me nuts because it's in your eyes. I don't know.
And then my friend Mary, that's who actually was. My friend Mary's a medium. She was actually talking about you earlier. She was like,
"Hi, Mary. I heard about you. We were gossiping behind the scenes."
Yeah, she was super. She sent me a text actually, like being like, "Oh my god, you got Sloan type vibe." It's like, so Mary's one of my good friends. Good to see you, Mary. But yeah, no.
Good. Yeah, you were telling me about her we were gossiping. I won't tell you what he said, Mary. I'm kidding.
It was all good. She knows.
I know. It was all good.
She saw me in Florida, like I did a show up there. But I don't know what do you kind of. This is kind of a cheap question to ask like somebody in this situation, but it's interesting. I feel like at the same time, too many probably, and I don't maybe other people. But like, what do you see coming up next? Have you had any like premonitions recently where like you have like you feel certain things are coming, like that you maybe have like an unresolved feeling towards or a hint towards or like anything like that you just like kind of have felt recently in the last like month or so?
No, I don't feel, you know what? I don't even try to look at it to be truthful, but I know what they're doing. And here's a weird thing. I've totally detached from it because if I stay stuck in it, then I start to think like them and I don't want to stay stuck in their thinking. So when predicting things, I mean, I know what they're trying to do, which is again, Agenda 2030 and make us believe the shit that they're saying. But as far as that, I mean, I feel something probably within 6 months, not right now though. So like 6 months from now, but just not right now. So it's like in the next 6 months. And I feel like it's going to catch us off guard. And I don't think it's an illness or a COVID or, you know, like that. I think it has to do more with almost what they're going to expect us to do and how we have to follow them, which is weird. So kind of like some sort of a energetic takeover with people and then we're stuck. So I do feel like we're going to be kind of segregating into different areas. You guys, us guys, you know what I mean? Like people who think like this, we think like this, they think like that. So I think they're going to get ready to, yes, I know, Rita, I still got to do the videos. I think they're getting ready to push us all in different corners to see how we spar. And I pretty much feel like we are entertainment for them. So, you know,
it's sad. It's so sad.
And my greatest joy is not listening to anything. Like if a cop pulls me over, do you know what you're doing? No, the fuck, I don't know what I was doing. Whatever. I don't care. Like, I just don't care. I'm not here to do what the government's doing. And I think it's going to segregate the world. Like, there'll be people like this that are rebellious or refuse to do, and then people that will follow. And I think they're trying every way to hook into it. But the interesting thing is they've already lost. So
I think so too.
Yeah, they've already lost, and metaphysically speaking. The other thing that I know they're trying to do is they're trying to stop us from eating the protein, because if we eat the protein, our brains develop. So they want to steal our consciousness into physical bots. I guess bots might be the best word. So in order to steal our consciousness, they have to get us in a position where our consciousness is easily taken. So it's like leaving the front door open, and they're using what we eat to do that. That I pick up on. So they're using, for example, the protein. Like if you need to eat 100 grams of protein a day or whatever, I'm just making that up, 70, 80, I don't know, whatever the fuck they do. They're going to stop us from doing that in order to have our front door to our apartment more easily accessible. And then it's a stealing of consciousness. So they want us to get comfortable with not being human, which means, like, one thing a human is, when I get into a bed at night, I feel my bed. You know, when I'm with my kids, I feel my kids, my grandkids. When I eat, I feel the texture of the food and the way that they don't want that. What they want is for us to go to another level where we don't acknowledge our humanness, and therefore it's more easy. Oh, great. We got the organic has it. Yeah, I've got that. Frankie the blue-nosed puppy and friends. I got that, Frankie. Thank you for the blue-nosed puppy advice. Yeah, they want to take our consciousness though. So I feel like people have to actually stay more grounded in their physical bodies. So I feel like they have to be in better shape. Like, I don't think you can let your body get wrecked. I think it has to be in shape. I think you have to keep doing the same things that you do in order to repel that energy. That's how I would word that.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Do you think these are like the guys from like the Book of Revelation, or you think there's like these posers that just like read the book and like, man, they're like, man, I want to be the evil guys, you know? Like do you think these are the posers or the real guys? We're very close to globalization, global currency, global religion.
I feel like it's the real guys. I mean,
Seems like it.
Yeah, to me, this doesn't feel like a dry run or a fake thing. Like, they're relentless in what they're doing. You know, they're relentless. It's just, it's every day. It's something. And at this point, I don't care. Look at how many plane crash, transhumanism for sure. And, you know, I was asked the transhumanism question by Dr. Drew, probably in 2018, you know, I was on a show with him and he asked me the question and I'm like, yeah, probably in 50 years, boy, it's coming up quick. Like, it ain't going to be 50 years. We'll be dead in 50 years. But here's the problem. When they take our consciousness, so the idea behind stealing consciousness is, remember Walt Disney put his body on ice or his head on ice? Well, that head is never coming back to life. And no one gives a shit about Walt Disney. Like, you know, no one cares. No one's bringing me back, bro. You're gone. You know, fuck that guy. So they don't like him. They don't care. But the idea that they are trying to poach from that is, here, we'll keep your body over here. But the only reason they're bringing up the body is so that they can trick. Let's see, I actually told a Christian guy that I learned about the real demons. I learned it from you believe he said, yes, there are spiritual. Yes, there's spiritual warfare, Frankie. That's all there is. There is no good earth. It's all demonic, like a split of gods. And remember this too. Another thing I wanted to say that I'd like to tell people is, when you're Christian, like you are, Anthony, and I am, and all the people that are, we're put on the planet. Because people ask me how, like, you go and you entertain, right? So you're out
I
there.
tried to.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's debatable, but whatever. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay.
Don't fucking come for me. But you're around all kinds of people in clubs. And a lot of them are probably Luciferian, low key underneath. Okay. And you know that. You know what I'm talking about. Definitely. So the reason that you're in those clubs, and people would say, well, if you're such a Christian, why are you there? Because I know I get this question all the time. Why you hang out with them when they're Satanists? I don't let them around me to corrupt me, but every time one of theirs stands, one of God's stands. So that is what the spiritual war is. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid birds in the sky. So you might as well go out and keep your eye on where the birds are. It's the same kind of thing. So I like to point that out. It's not a negative. You're not trying to walk both sides. It's just if the Luciferian stands up, the Christian stands up, so that they know that there's equally marked on the chessboard. Simple. And when you're talking about the stealing of consciousness, they will trick us out of, I cannot, I don't know if you have this in your area, hi, Sarah. I cannot believe that they have chips in your hand at Whole Foods, where you walk up and put your hand in front of a chip machine at Whole Foods. It blows my mind.
Blatantly the mark of the beast. Blatantly, like they're training those.
I mean, even if you don't believe in the Bible, that's something you might not want to test.
Well, if these atheists read the Book of Revelation, I think it'd make a Christian out of them, to be honest. Because you read it, it's in the last days, the merchants will be the great men, like Elon Musk and all these Bezos, all this stuff like that. Like these people that make a lot of sales are seen as the great men of our times, and that's just like that. And like marriage isn't taken seriously, everyone's divorced, and then it just keeps going, man. Like basically. The love of self, right? The selfie.
Yes.
The selfie. Yeah. The love of self. Yeah. In the last days. Yeah. So, I mean, and I'm literally sitting in a room with my face here and my face there. So, I mean, I feel guilty of that as well to a degree, but I'm saying like,
there's an element of that. You also are a kind person. Okay. You are also a kind person. So no, you were, I'll tell your audience, maybe I shouldn't. Shut up, Sloan. Anyway, Anthony and I were talking, but he looked after his mom all the way till she crossed over. That's a beautiful thing.
Well, most of the way.
That's a beautiful thing. You did that. I mean, I know some moms that would have been left to die by their children.
Well, I mean, she still passed in a hospital. But it's
well,
like
I know, but you were there, and I'm doing that because you're not a bad person. You took care in every level that you had to take care of, which is a good thing.
Well, it's just what you do. It's not necessarily good. It's just what you do.
It's what you do, and it's what I do, but it is not what everybody does.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
My mom's the only reason I have anything going. If in that car, my mom's the only reason I have any of this going. Like she was into Howard Stern. She was into all this stuff. She was into entertainment. She was into. I mean, this is all. I mean, she created me. I mean,
she did literally create you. Yeah.
Definitely, and then my mind afterwards, and kind of as well. I think most influential person in my life completely. I mean, she helped me when I couldn't walk. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yes,
so it's just how life goes, and
That's right. But you'd be surprised when you say lover of self, how many people find themselves more important than looking after their parent. Do you know what I'm saying? I have heard the other stories. I probably shouldn't have brought that up. I'm sorry.
No. I love my mom, and she'd probably love you brought her up. She'd probably love that you brought her up. She never want to be forgotten, so I'll always talk about her.
She's not forgotten. That was that was lovely what you told me, what you did. What we discussed privately that I shouldn't be bringing up.
And no, it's fine. I feel like it's part of life, and I think I don't have to be fake just because the camera's on me. No, I could be honest. And I think that it's like but no, I think no, definitely the most influential person, and the reason I'm here. You gave me the easiest life of all time. I mean, basically, I was a fucking moron until I was like 28. So
yes, you were.
she just helped me out. So she was fucking like, I don't know. I would have starved to death without that lady too. Like, I mean, I'm just saying she had my back harder than anybody else, and it sucks that and also she was supposed to be my tax person when I fucking get going, and I'm finally going, and she's gone. So it's all these weird things. It's like
right.
She was in the intro. If you're watching at home, she was in the intro. She was the one making fun of me for having porn stars on my show, and then I went into the porn stars in the intro. So that was actually my mom's actual voice about 10 years to 8 years before she got sick. So I didn't want to use her voice sick.
That's okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I think.
See, but that's not a lover of self. A lover of self is exactly. See, yeah.
Rita took care of her dad. I couldn't imagine how crazy that was. Like I couldn't. Sorry, you got to deal with that too. That's fucked up, Rita. And excuse my language, but
I know. Let's see. So cool. Yes.
She's probably with you guys now. I feel that all the time. I feel like my mom. I literally feel like my mom's around me all the time, and I wish I could talk to her. I feel her next to me.
You can, excuse me. Hello, knock, knock. You can talk to her. Talk to her.
Well, she can't talk to me, is what I mean. More or less what I mean.
Yes, she can. If the more you talk to her, she can bring her energy into you. Yeah. Sometimes it's I talk to people all the time that aren't here all day long.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's just I got about a year's worth of stories to talk to her about. But no, she would have. I don't know. She would have liked all this. She would have thought this was cool. She would have made fun of it. But she would have thought it was cool. She would have told everybody else it was cool, but made fun of it to me.
Yeah, of course, because that's what we do.
She would have walked in and be like, "Oh, not the biggest office, huh?"
Yeah,
not the biggest
back office.
Yeah.
The Seinfeld episode. Yeah.
I remember making fun of her too. She had like a tax. She worked at a tax house or something, and like they gave her an office. I'm like, they gave you an office? I didn't. I just fucking with her all the time. That was no. She was the funniest person I've ever met in my life, and she had an ego. She would have been doing this. She just had no ego.
Yeah, that's a problem too. You have to have a little bit of ego down here, or you get walked on. You know.
Yeah, you're very similar to me in the sense of like we're just like outspoken people. I relate to you on that because I think you're like I know where you're at. I'm not like assuming. You know what I mean? Because you just tell me, you know. And I like that about you. I like that about you that you're very just. I click with authentic people, and I think you're authentic. You know, like even with your like your vulnerability and insecurity, like you'll just even be vocal with that. I think most people are scared to even be like that.
Yeah, I don't have any reason to hide it. And the more that's what we don't have right now. And I think that could change the energy of the planet if people were more authentic instead of like not acknowledging, like at a dinner party. Can you imagine the people that are like, "Oh, I voted for Newsom because everybody else," I'd be there like, "Fuck Newsom," you know? So if more people would actually speak up what they really believe, we might not be in the situation we're in. It's thought, and then it's verbalized, and then it's action, you see? So we're all kind of in the wrong action because we follow people that tell us what to do against our will. Like the people that didn't want to take the vaccine. Why did they do that? Because they felt like they were bullied into it instead of standing up. So people have to learn to stand up for themselves.
They do, and they wouldn't be in the situation they're already in that they're protecting. Like a lot of these people, and like, dude, I'm full of flaws. So I'm just flawed in different ways. So I'm not trying to point out. I hate the better than bullshit. But a lot of these people, like, they basically hate their job, but then they got a vaccine for a job they fucking hate, for the fucking house they hate, for the fucking like life that they hate, for all these things. So they're basically just like they're tricked by evil men into these corners. And then, like, they just keep getting taken advantage of in every way. Because, like, if you're a good person, this world eats you up. It'll eat you. If you don't have confidence and you're a good person, this world will eat you up. And it'll just, like, if you try to do the right thing, you're working at fucking Denny's for 40 years. You know what I mean? Like and nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's where
I know what you're saying.
You're not rewarded in this life because the devil runs it. You know, the devil runs this fucking this water rock, and like evil gets you further somehow in a lot of ways, but also good is the most powerful force on earth. So if you can harness that, and if you can get to that level and stuff like that, which I'm drastically fighting to be like as good as I can, and I think that I think that like that's the goal of a Christian. But anyway, I think that's more powerful than anything. But if you play their bullshit game, if I would have went to, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with these things, it works for other people. But if I would have went to college, I would have done all this stuff. I'd be fucking in debt. I'd be miserable. I'd be wearing khakis and a fucking lanyard. I'd fucking, you know what I mean? I'd hang myself with that fucking lanyard. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I'm just not that person. But I respect anybody who is, and it's not a big deal. But I'm saying, like, this world is designed to eat you up. They push you out of the high schools, the factories that don't exist anymore. The high schools prepare you for factories that don't even exist. They're all in China. And then, like, the colleges, like the school gets you ready for a world that no longer exists.
That's the weird thing, too. So that now all of those people that, okay, what sign is Anthony? Yeah, Cancer. What are you? What Cancer. Are you? Cancer. Oh, Cancer. Yeah, we talked about that. What day are you?
June 29th, 1986.
Oh, cute. You know, I moved. That's when I moved to LA in 1986.
Really?
Yes. I moved in September. But yes. Yeah, you're a little Cancer. Yeah, that's why Cancers love their families. In theory. I'm sure
No,
there's some out there that don't.
I'm literally uniting my family on my mom's side. I feel like too. It's like I've like been inviting them to like my grandparents died 20 years ago, and I've been kind of getting them back, everybody back together. And I feel like that's good. No, family's definitely important. And I didn't realize that when I was young, but I definitely do now. You know,
Nobody
like,
realizes it when they're young. You really, I mean, some people do. They've got more of an acumen directed at what's important. Oh, Rita's a Cancer too. Rita's a Cancer. Yeah, little Cancer.
So the planet. I'm just joking, but but no, it's like it's this weird battle of good and evil for sure. And I think we just always have to. Just you know, bring it to God every time. And I think that's my opinion. I'm not pushing it. If you're watching this, you're atheist. I don't give a fuck.
No, you have to.
I'm saying my opinion is like I think, and that's my goal. I feel like I feel like I have sin in me. I'm trying to get rid of it all and trying to be good. And I think
they tell us we're born into sin, so we're born here, and this is a place of sin. So you come in, and it's run by the devil, not God. Okay, I don't know why we're here. Okay, I don't know. Hi, Jamie D.
What up, Jenny?
I don't know.
She's cool. She's one of the fucking. She's like the only. She's the only person that's watched the show consistently. I feel like for
that's
a while.
So great. Applause.
I met her in Mississippi for the first time in person. She's super fun.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Yay.
She's cutting through. She's cutting through. I think she lives in the Carolinas. But no, she's probably watched it on the other 5 times. So it's like she's the same. But yeah, no, the world's disgusting and beautiful at the same time. It's tragic and terrible, and weddings and births are happening at the same time as death. It's just like this. It's just constant cycle all the time. And I have to remind myself, you know, it's like because at times it is boring, it is stale, but the test is to last the whole time. The test is to be like I'm going to be here till I'm 90, and I'm going to fucking complain about it the whole fucking time. And
I'm not here till I'm 90. I really would be. I don't have a problem with leaving anytime soon. I do not want to. I don't understand wanting to live to 90, or I mean, because you're just going to look like a crazy person.
All right, we'll match my outside will match my inside for once, and like when I truly, I don't know. I just got this thing. I'm attached to Earth for now. Maybe it gets boring in the next 30 years or so, but I don't know. It seems fun. I feel like I don't know. The world's weird. Like we're supposed to be scared all the time. All this war and bullshit.
I'm not scared, and I'm
not either.
No, I'm not either. I'm not scared, and if anybody tries to scare me, I'm like, you know. But even your own mother, I mean, mine was a literal demon. Have you ever known someone that is a serpent thing like wrapped around your stomach? Yes, I have. Yeah, there's some people don't believe that. I used to see demons as a kid. And of course, that gets you a visit to the psych ward when you mention it.
well, because they probably run the psych wards, you know, evil people.
Well, you're going to the psych ward. Your family's like, you're crazy. You're going.
Yeah, pharmakia, like the root word of pharmacy, like it just obviously fucking means like what was it again? It was like voodoo. I forgot what it was. It meant like I forgot what it means.
It means we're a really weird country. Everybody's on medicine. Everybody's on this. Everybody's on that. It's so weird.
How'd I forget that word? And that's important because pharmakia is the root word, means sorcery or witchcraft. So pharmacy's based. The root word's based in fucking witchcraft. And Rita says hi to Jenny. She's not from Mississippi. She was cut through Mississippi. I think she was in New Orleans going to South Carolina. And I was down there drinking on the beach because I was ignoring life for a while.
Yeah, that's okay. Does your wife travel with you when you go, or are you by yourself?
Most of the time, my wife goes with me. She's a teacher, so in the summer she goes with me.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then the rest of the time, I kind of balance it out between the podcast and traveling. Like, I basically was traveling too much. I went to like the AVNs, Florida, Nebraska. I went to like Vegas, Florida, Nebraska in a row. And I'm like, I drive because I'm obviously fuck the flying right now. And I just like it's so lot. So I'm been at home for a second, you know. But I'll be in LA. I'm actually booking a show in your area, about 40 minutes probably from where you're at.
Good.
At a place called The End. If you want to jump on the show or in some way.
What is it called?
It's called The End. It's in Torrance, California.
Oh yeah, Torrance.
Yeah, it's pretty close. You're probably about 40 minutes away, I'm assuming, but I don't know. But
depending on traffic, it could be 3 months away. But yeah, and that's
3 months. Yeah, the Donner turns into the Donner party. Going to a bar and
got
grill.
Lost driving down the freeway. It's 10 miles. Took me years. Yeah. Are you driving into LA?
Yeah, I'm not gonna ever fly again, probably.
Really?
I just don't want to. I just don't feel it. I let up a bunch of I don't know. I let up like $700 worth of frequent flyer miles. I'm terrified to fly. You know, so I want to.
Well,
People are asking questions.
57 or 6 plane crashes in 2 months. Yeah.
No, my instinct tells me not to do whatever. That's why I did not know about these little demons on our planet until we started watching you before the pandemic. Thank you, Sloan. You're such an angel. And definitely get that vibe. I definitely get that vibe. You definitely probably. It sounds like you've helped a lot of people in the comments telling you that's what life's really about. It's like, and that's. I mean, I think it's really about serving everyone, and I need to realize that too. You know, I think that's huge.
Well, I tried to just my thinking at this time in my life, not when I was younger. And younger, I was like, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be, I was one of them. Anyway, I was like a little ego thing. But at this point in my life, I'm here to do what God wants me to do, not what I want to do per se, or not want to do. I'm just.
Were you always Christian?
Yes, always.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't raised that way. My dad was agnostic.
That sounded like a real word, though. Like you had me trying to define it in my head. Like when you said that, I'm like trying to define it. I'm like, that sounded like a real fucking word. What does that mean? I'm like scanning.
No, my dad was agnostic atheist. Like he told me when I was really young that there was no God. So we battled. I knew there was a God. So I constantly talked about God, and he constantly talked about no God. And I knew I never went to church. No one made me go to church. I had to go with my neighbor friend if I stayed overnight at her house because her parents insisted that she go to church. So I went with her, but not like regularly, just when I stayed over there. And it was funny because my family's belief in God, we were not taught about it. And I didn't teach my kids, and they knew, it's a demon. And she said, Christians don't see demons. Well, there's demons on earth. See, people that Christians do see demons.
No, we're supposed to cast them out. I mean, that's what it says in the Bible. We're responsible for casting demons out of these situations.
Yes. Yes, humans are born with grace and love, but yes, this planet is of sin, Karina. This planet is of sin. This is a lower rung. And I actually think they've hijacked the reincarnation cycle here. I think it's been hijacked.
I think it has too. That's funny you said that. Who do you think hijacked it?
I don't know if I'm talking aliens or,
I noticed that it's like this white entity that fucking punishes me. I know. I was like putting it. That's not. I'm not gonna go down that road. It's crazy. But no, I agree with you. Is what I'm saying.
It's not
like
crazy.
No. Okay. But they put me in a fucking sphere for like ever. I was in like a fucking sphere. These assholes or whatever. I don't want to say that. But these guys like basically put me in a fucking sphere. I felt like my soul was like trapped in this like sphere prison for like a long time. And
that's a star prison. They what they do like Britney Spears, Kanye, any of those people like that, their physical soul is in one of those. And then they have another thing running the physical. So they were not allowing you to ascend for whatever their reason, Yeah,
that was terrifying and awful. And but I remember that. And then I remember like being like lectured before I was born. And they're like, you better do the right thing. And I'm just like always like, duh. I'm like, I don't know.
You better do the right thing. I'd rather not, and I'd not be here. Like I keep asking, why am I here? I know they want to bitch slap me on the other side because I'm like, what? Why am I here? Why did this happen? I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I'm not that person.
Well, it's like, did you create me just to punish me? It's like, what the fuck?
It's not supposed to be like that. And you know what I hate the most? With an absolute defiant hatred. People who tell me there's a lesson, everything happens for a reason. So I have to retort with the 3-year-old that got raped and murdered. Could you please tell me the lesson that they're learning? I need to understand that because I don't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was like lucky I was ugly as a kid, so nobody ever tried to do that to me. I was like a fat kid with a bowl cut, so no uncles were trying to touch me, So it was,
that's what my ex-husband says. He said he was in Jesuit Catholic school for his whole childhood up to grade 13 in Canada, and he's like, no one ever touched me. I guess I wasn't cute enough.
There's an advantage to being ugly as a kid, I didn't realize at the time. But it worked out for me, Everybody's like, I was molested. I'm like, I was just ugly, I guess. Fuck, I don't know.
No, you weren't ugly. It wasn't your thing. That wasn't what you had to go through. But I want to know what the lesson in that is. Do you know what I mean?
I don't. I tried, dude. You're preaching to the choir with this. I had my I still do at times. I'll just straight yell at God for taking my mom. Like I'll just yell. I'm not cool with that, to be honest. I wasn't cool with that. I'm still not. But I try to be cool about it and try to act like I'm like, oh yeah, everything happens for a reason. Like that's why I watch somebody just be tortured on earth. It's like, you know, I don't know.
I don't think it happens for a reason. Sometimes I think it just happens.
Yeah, it's just like either way, it's like what a shitty reason. Like you mean
It's
like
a reason. That's what I'm saying. A 3-year-old who gets raped and murdered at the border, like they talked about. What's the reason?
Yeah, no, I just never. Yeah, I never know. Some things just fucking randomly happen. I don't know. I feel like all times happening at the same time, and everything truly does have a meaning. But I just like I can't justify the meaning, and you know what I mean. And you can't justify the pain it creates, whatever else. And like, I mean, just like I think about how many fucking bad decisions that girl's gonna make now for being raped. You know, it's just like they basically created a victim by raping somebody, just psychologically speaking. And it's just like, no, I think evil preys on shit like that, and it loves nothing more than to ruin and taint innocence and love and beauty and stuff. Because they'll never have that feeling, and they'll never have good. And you want to just choke slam at the devil, you know, type shit. Like it's like I feel like when you have someone close to you die, you want to choke slam the fucking devil, you know. But like I think the way out's praying for him, you know. I think the way out's praying for all these fallen angels and being like, man, I hope they one day find God, you know. I hope little Lucifer finds God one day, you know, and stops being an unemployed bitch, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And that's how I feel sometimes, you know. Just like you want to go from choke slamming that motherfucker to just loving him because no one does, you know. And you got to figure out even the evil people deserve love, you know. Even like and like that's the lesson I think. Regardless, is that
that's what unconditional love is per se.
That's what we're supposed to do. I think that's the goal anyway. But it's definitely get me wrong. Yeah, it's like you just want to. No, it's like no, it's definitely, and maybe we signed up for that whole experience. Like, you know what I mean? And I think, and it's funny. I remember that whole thing, like thinking like this is the hardest part of my test. And I think that it's the hardest part was losing a parent ever, because I was probably the person I was closest with. You know, I didn't have a dad. He probably already lost it. I had like dad like figures. I'm not trying to, like, they're gonna watch this. Like, they're gonna watch this. Like, you don't have a fucking dad. What about when we hung out? And I'm like, I love those motherfuckers. You know, I love all my mom's ex-husbands and boyfriends that are like father-like figures. I love those motherfuckers. And I'm just trying to say, but my biological father, he's just dead. You know, so I don't know how to describe it. It's like you're just here. You're here without any plan. You're just here. You're just like, okay, well, the two people that created me, because maybe my dad's balls stunk that day and they had sex instead. So, like, so that's why I'm here. And basically, like, and like, I'm sorry. That's basically why I'm here. And then like they're gone, and I'm like, oh, it's still here. Okay, well, I guess I'll just do this for another 40 years. And you mean it's like you mean it's just like a weird feeling. It's weird to be here still. And I'm doing the best I can, and I think
well, that's good. That's all you can do. That's what people have to do. The whole world has to do that, but we do not need to listen to these political people to tell us anything, because their world is a world that we don't belong to, but we're forced into while being here.
I've outgrown all that shit. Politics is fucking retarded. Like, if you have a fucking side, you're a fucking retard. They're all globalist fucking faggots. And I don't give a fuck. Trump's fucking fat. Biden's a retard. Fucking Vance looks like he wears an eyeliner. Fucking, they're all fucking faggots. And I hope that hell's super fucking turned up. I hope they turn the fucking temperature up when those fucking assholes die. You know,
I say the same thing, and then I can't with people.
Yeah, it's just like, who wants to pretend to be in power? Who wants to be in power? It's a water rock. No one's in charge. Stop pretending. Just like.
See, but we have to recognize that, though. We have to recognize that we are in charge of ourselves, regardless of what happens, regardless or irregardless, whatever, however that is. It doesn't matter. We are in charge. Yeah, we should. Yeah,
we the people, for sure.
Oh yeah, the poor little Native American girl. I know, Frankie. That little now I just forgot her name again. Last name Emily Pike. The little Native American girl that they found her hands and her arms are missing, and she was found. She's 14. She's found on the side of the road. So I literally said it was a ritual on one of my live streams, and somebody wrote back, "Oh, you always say everything's a ritual." I said, human beings don't do this to other human beings. This is not an act of a human being. This is an act of something else that goes into the person. You know what I mean? It's not
fucked up.
Yeah, it's not. Hi, Ashley. Emily Pike. Yes. Yeah, it's not the act of a human being. It really isn't.
Yeah, only a fucking straight up demon would kill a 14-year-old.
And dismember them, and
it's fucking insane. Like, I don't know. Like it's just the whole thing's insane, man. Like
It's
what's funny though,
very sad.
like my mind's so fucked up. Like that, like when I was reading that sentence, I was like correcting it in my head how no one's actually Native American and how those guys came through the peninsula through there. And I'm like correcting it in my head how no one's actually a Native American. But like at the same point, I'm like this fucking I'm not gonna take away from that. Because like I think like I mean, imagine murdering a girl. Like what a fucking loser. Like what kind of fucking loser murders a 14-year-old girl? Like that's just like I mean, there's dude, just yeah, it's like turn up the heat when they get there. It's like it's only 4,000 degrees in hell. Turn that shit up when they get there. You know, fucking fry these assholes and like
it's
those
so
are the guys.
horrible.
Those are the guys who need to be in trouble. Not like you know, I don't do anything. It's like I mean, I feel like those guys spiritually should just be fucking taken off the fucking energy level, just fucking abolished.
Yeah, they're not though because they reside well in this energy level, and I don't.
No one is really taken away ever. Energy never dies supposedly, which is like an interesting thing. It's like we're like, are we like a battery for aliens? Or like what the fuck? Are we?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
yes, we are absolutely. Yep, you got her. You got Emily on that live. Yeah, little Emily, that poor little girl. Really Native American or pretend Native American, meaning the whole statute of the Native American. I can't.
Not the point. Not the point. I was just like read it. I was just like I feel like such an asshole criticizing how the structure of the sentence. But I was like, no one's native to anywhere. We're all from Africa originally. I don't know. But I was like, I don't know. I don't know though. But poor lady, you're a fucking ass. Who killed this person? Let's not.
We don't know.
They just found her.
They just found her on like Valentine's Day.
Oh my god.
You know, they did a snuff film. I can pick that up. You know, they filmed it. You know, they get off on it. You know, they love it. You know, they like to make it public. And just like Jeffrey Dahmer said when he was in court, he said, I don't remember doing this because what was he? MK Ultra, family of MK Ultra. So he was brainwashed, propositioned to do that. And it wasn't him doing it. And then when he woke up out of it, that's the problem. The soul ends up in jail. The person's in jail going, what the fuck did I do? Like almost like a drunk blackout, but it's not them doing it. They're triggered MK Ultra, then something steps in them and runs or one of their alters and they have no memory of it, but they get punished. You see the absolute absurdity of that. That's so
crazy.
Fucked. Yeah, it's just so fucked. And they come through the military families. They come through the Navy, the Army, the SWAT teams, the whatever. They come through them, you know? The Marine.
They always do. They always do. Like I'm starting to pick up on like celebrities like faking their death. I picked up on this with like Jim Morrison one time. I realized like there's no way that guy died when they said he did. He might be dead now, but like I used to be obsessed with music when I was a kid, and I started reading everything about him. So I found out like who they ripped off, and because everybody rips off somebody. And the point of it is like dude, that guy just took William Blake poetry, King James Bible verses, and put together songs. Like he was literally just copy pasting lines of songs. Yeah. And then transfer to now, like Juice WRLD, for example. I think Juice WRLD faked his death. I have a weird feeling that guy's a CIA agent because like most people are, just Project Mockingbird. But I think that okay, so he pushed pharmaceuticals, he pushed jail, huge industries, privatized prison, pharma industry. He pushed both of them. Like do drugs, go to jail, be a man type bullshit that they push on the youth. And the improper rite of passage for the lack of the father figure, like they put the prison system, more or less. So basically, I was watching that, and I'm like, they just said he spit up blood and he disappeared. Like you'll hear his girlfriend talk and like all this stuff. Like, and he was in law school, which is where they swoop people too. They swoop people from like that too, I think. And then like I don't know, there's certain ones like Elvis's like middle name was spelled wrong on his fucking grave for years. And like I think he sold out. The mob because around the time he faked his death, like everyone would get drunk and like brag to Elvis about their crimes. And he'd wear a wire. They try to impress Elvis, like, yeah, I robbed that bank the other day, Elvis. You know, they're like trying to seem cool and shit. You know, so in that's dumbass example, but like basically what happened. I know there's all these different things. I'm like, I hated that all my heroes are CIA agents. All my former heroes are CIA agents and feds. I found out, and I fucking hated finding that out. It was like the worst thing to ever find out. It was like, he's like, I don't know. It was like, they're like, okay, we're going to get rid of the family. And then we're going to give you fake people to look up to that never really existed the way we said they did. And like,
the reason they do that, that's part of the bloodline.
Control.
They bring the bloodline through to push the agenda that we dumbasses listen to. First of all, the prison system with the money that they get from taxpayers and shit to put people in prison, they should not be feeding them the way they're feeding them. I have a problem with that. Like,
oh yeah, dude, they don't take care of those people at all. It's all a money grab. They act like it's about justice, but it's a money grab.
it has nothing to do with justice.
Only poor, uneducated people go to jail. Those only people who go to jail, unless you blatantly kill somebody on video or do something crazy like that, which is like very low percentage. Prison's full of like dumbasses. I mean, I don't mean it in a mean way, but dumbasses that couldn't represent themselves properly in court, that didn't have the money for a lawyer, so they throw them in there. It's like basically you could pay the racket no matter what you do and get a lawyer at this point. It seems like.
Yeah.
So if you do anything and can afford 20 to 40K for a lawyer, you're fine. But outside of that, you're just going to jail, and that's what it is. Like poor, uneducated people in there that probably most of them probably didn't do it really. They just didn't have the proper like way to get out of it.
No, it's disgusting. It's terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, the prison disgusts me, to be honest. But like we do need punishment for like murder and like rape and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be big money. It shouldn't be something you can buy. It shouldn't be a commodity. Like you know what I mean? Like basically.
No, it's not supposed to be that. And again, what they feed them then breaks down their physical body and puts them onto pharmaceuticals for the rest of their life.
That's the whole game. The whole game is eat pills.
The game.
They feed us fake food. They do the same fucking thing to us. They feed us fake fucking food, so we get sick, so we buy stuff. It's always to buy stuff. They sell shitty cars that break down every 5 years, and they basically they do this. I mean, they fucking hate us. They have like a reverse boner for us, whatever that means.
Yeah, yeah. The opposite. The other.
Whatever
side.
The opposite of a boner is. That's what they have for us. They fucking hate us and want us dead.
That's exactly it. Okay, let's see. Diddy got bologna and white bread. Ugh. See, but who eats bologna? What even is bologna? I can't.
It's like a flat hot dog.
It's disgusting. I can't. There's no way I'd eat that. Like I'd die in prison because I never eat the food. I can't.
I grew up in a trailer park, so that was that's something I would eat probably because I grew up in a trailer park. But no, I think it is disgusting. Probably it's probably processed, and I don't know. Some of the shit I like, some of the shit I like, but some of it's bullshit. It's like. I don't know. I feel like we're close to a renaissance. Everybody's finally figuring out how we've been fucked for centuries. So,
we're right there. We're right
I think
there.
I think Agenda 2030 is the opposite of what we think it's going to be. I think they're trying for that. They're desperately doing the power grab. They're desperately trying to hide the veil and hide consciousness and all that shit. But like the fluoride's coming out of the water, the poison's coming out of the food. We're getting there. We're getting there, and like we're gonna have like that whole thing. It's like because even in the Book of Revelation, it's like the world ends, but then we come back with 1,000 years of peace and Jesus, and it's the cycles. The Hindu cycles too are in Kali Yuga and their cycle system. So it's like the fourth cycle that lasts about 1,000 years. That basically all evil and energy and stuff has the ability to influence the earth. Where after the cycle's over, it's all good. So I mean, it's just the balance. It's like it's the. And we probably begged to be here. We probably begged to watch the end of the world. Like we seem like people that probably did, like that. Like we seem like I feel like I wanted to see the end of the world when I was. I'm like put me back down there. I'll watch the end of the world. Sounds great.
Yeah, sounds good, right? Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm here to watch it. I got my cat staring at me because I've got like 5 more minutes and I have to run out the door.
Yeah, you could. We already went over what I normally do. You're just interesting, so I just kept it going. But yeah,
and thank you. So are you? Yeah. So, last questions.
Yeah.
Questions.
Wait, from me?
From anybody.
Yeah. If anybody has any questions, we got Sloan for about 5 more minutes. Feel free to ask questions. Predictions are very interesting. I feel like I could do that in business sometimes. I think I could predict like certain things. I know what I'm supposed to say to everybody. I just don't do it all the time.
Yeah, you probably do have to navigate through business. That's your intuition telling you who you can joke with and who you can't, and that kind of thing.
I never turn that off. I decided to stop turning that on and off. Like I just fuck with everybody. But no. So but no. I think my grandma was psychic. Actually, my grandma predicted several things.
Good for her.
And like I think you were saying earlier that your kids laughed at you about it. I think my mom and her sisters laughed at my grandma about it, but she would.
Oh, they laugh all the time when you say shit. They're just like, okay.
And then it comes true, and then it comes fucking true, and then like no, it's like that's how I felt about David Icke. Like I found David Icke about 2005, and my friend was just telling me all this shit. I'm like, shut up, shut the fuck up. I don't believe you. And then like all this shit happened, and I'm like, I even told him I had David Icke on my show a couple years ago. I told him that I go, man, I used to think you were a fucking lunatic. I believe the press. Anyway, we're getting questions. It's more important, and you have limited time. Let's ask the questions that people have with us. Sorry. So that story's over. You'll have to hear it later. All right, Sloan, you're going to start your Patreon soon. Could I join it now? I've been waiting for years. You deserve a Patreon.
Yeah, I have started it. It's up. I have my first video, Jenny Rivera. Yes, the Jenny Rivera video is up.
So how can they find that? Where's it at?
Well, it's at Patreon at Sloan Bella. So just
I could have guessed that probably. I probably could have guessed
yeah,
that.
you could have. Like you're super psychic.
I guess I'm not psychic, but I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Rita said, good to see you, Sloan. Thanks, Anthony. Love you guys. Love you too, Rita. Thank you.
I'm glad to see you.
She watched a lot of the psychic episodes. I think she's into the psychic stuff too. Like she watched a lot of those.
Who? Tell me who. Wait, I missed what you said.
Rita watches a lot of the psychic episodes.
Yeah, she probably likes them.
But but they're all psychic probably, right? So that's funny. Katrina said we need David Icke and Sloan Bell together. That could be interesting if you want to be on that episode. It's like I think it's like 10 o'clock your time.
Oh, you're trying to kill me, but 10 a.m. or 10 p.m.?
10 a.m.
Oh, that's good. That's not killing
Your time. Your
yeah.
time. But that's March 25th, something to think about. We'll talk about it when we're not like on this thing. But yeah, I would do that because like you're both legends. So I mean it'd be a cool thing. You probably have some
well, he's more of a legend, but yes, thank you for placing me in the same category.
No, I love David Icke, man. He's definitely I love that guy. And
on point.
He's the only one calling out Trump and the globalists too. Like I mean, like in most, I mean, like no matter who's in charge, like no one should be. It's like how I feel.
No, they shouldn't be. You're not in charge of me. We didn't give you a rope to tell us what to do with every aspect. Fix the highways and shut the fuck up. Like do the very bare minimum. I mean, some of these people like government in every aspect of their life. Government does not die on my deathbed with me. It's me on my deathbed. Government didn't help me with everything in my life. Sorry. And I don't take, problem is not 90%. Okay. 60% of the country is literally on the government's payroll. Teachers, doctors, like if they work for a HMO or PPO or whichever one's the one that isn't the good one, that one, if they work there, they work for the water and power, they work for this and that. They're not going to go against them. The cops, the firemen. So people who don't do that, see, we are independent. We don't do that. So that's also pissing them off. Understand that, and we're not in entertainment espousing what they want us to espouse either.
Yeah, I didn't go to that island, so
yeah,
they don't have that blackmail on me. I'm a free man, and I'm cool with all my decisions I've ever made.
That's what they do, though. If you have a peccadillo for one thing, and I'll tell you this just before I go, there's a very famous celebrity who is not out there in public right now that I actually have met and done work with. Anyway, one of my musician friends told me when he was first starting his career, what happened is he was his agent took him to an orgy or whatever, like a bunch of girls. And he's a guy, maybe he was 30, 25, whatever. I don't know, whatever it was. And so he's fucking all these girls. Great. Good for him. No problem. What they did is they literally brought in an 11-year-old boy to put him down here while he's focused up here, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So this was filmed and he didn't even know because he was in a group of people. So he has been paying that debt off for years. You see,
no, I believe that. No, I definitely think it's a black. Hugh Hefner used to do that. He used to introduce like actors to models and have them make out in the grotto and take pictures of it and show their wives if they got out of line. And like Jeffrey Epstein did it too. It's a guy, and the pedophile thing's like another level of it. I bet all those guys on all the Jimmy Fallons, Jimmy Kimmels, I bet they're all wrapped up in that. I bet you had to do something fucked up on camera to promise your commitment to this weird fucking cult, and then they would just basically run everybody, and like that's why they all have the same scripts and.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And Hugh Hefner, okay, first of all, why would we idolize an ugly old guy who was into bestiality, by the way? Like he fucked a dog. All right. I didn't say it. Linda Lovelace said it.
Sounded like you. It sounded like I was joking.
No, she said she saw it. But, yeah, I did say it, but you know what I'm saying.
Citing sources. We're citing sources over here.
Yeah, the original there. But ask yourself, with Hugh Hefner, what was that about? Fucking ugly bastard. And we idolize it because it's important to be in Playboy. No, it's not. He's a little bitch. And I don't care. I don't care. And look what they did. I'm going to say this. I'm going to shut up. So in Playboy in the 60s and 70s, do you know, okay, I'm not sure when it was. It might even have been in the 80s. that you couldn't even show a crotch shot in a magazine. So those were being imported in porn from Germany. Okay. So the actual crotch shots, all right, you couldn't show that. So we went from regular adult women crotch shots, if you will, that were illegal, to women and men shaving every piece of hair off their body. So that's ingratiating into pedophilia, really, because who else has no hair in their body?
Right.
I can tell you're a dude because you have a beard. You know, you have facial hair, you have that kind of thing. So if I shave every ounce of hair off you, then it's like you're a kid. Well, you're not really, but you know what I'm saying. Like
an alien kid. No, that's what pubic hair, especially. I think the pubic hair thing is true.
Yeah, that's and they started that in the late 70s because I was in the strip clubs in the early 80s as a little underage dancer. And it's
Wait, you were a stripper? Why we never covered that? We're gonna have to cover that next time.
Yeah, I ran away from home. I was a stripper for the first part of my life. Yeah,
I didn't know that. We're gonna have to touch that next time. I didn't know that.
But yeah, the shaving. That's why I know that. That's why I understand what they did, because I saw it go from regular body, and I was underage. Keep in mind, I was 14, so I was not really adult, but I was adult-ish down there, if you will. And it started to be shave. Now you have girls that wax every single thing off their body. Like if they left a piece of hair, and you've got men that don't like hair. You know what I mean? It's weird.
I'm like instinctual. I like the hair. My wife will like not shave sometimes. I'll say it's hot as fuck. I don't know what I'm like. It's like the animal in me, like the instinct in me. My brain's like
normal.
My brain's like I'm supposed to like what TV tells me to, but my body's just like, rah. Like I'm just like,
well, they can't bend your will to it. That's good. That's actually good.
I was drawn to my wife. I just followed her around for like 7 years so far. I'm just like, she's like, I was like, oh, follow her. Okay. Yeah. It's like, that's how instincts feel, you know? And I think body hair is like something like that too, sometimes to me.
Yeah. See, it's just, it's weird, but instinctually, you know what you're supposed to do.
I think the beard does that for people too. Like the beard makes people think I'm like more of an adult or something. I don't know what it is. They have weird instincts with the beard, I think too.
Yeah. The beard is a certain look. Said when she was like 13, she was at play with other little girls, and yes, like you said, with animals. Yeah, they do. I know what they do. I know Hugh Hefner did. I don't like Hugh Hefner, and he's fucking ugly. Okay, I said it. Sorry.
Yeah, he's like a beta, dude.
He's an ugly fucking gross. He used to watch gay porn. The house was a mess. You know, he was a broken down CIA operative.
I bet that too.
Yeah, who sold out, and we all thought I didn't think it, but people thought he was, oh, it's Hugh Hefner. Shut up.
Gay. I'm sure.
Just shut up.
Yeah, you just seem like a weasel. Yeah, you get the fuck out of here, though. I'm not gonna
I'm going. The cat's like walking to the window, staring at the car out there.
Thank you.
I'm glad to see you. Thank you, all you people that showed up here.
You become one of my favorite guests. I appreciate you on here, and thank you for returning on here. And great talk. And
yeah,
we'll get more psychic stuff. We'll get into more psychic stuff. And thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all spending your Tuesday doing this. And
yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
Cool. Well, you have a good night.
Peace out. I don't know how to get off of this now. Okay, trying to get off.
Bam. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back next week. David Icke will be on March 25th at noon Central Time, and I'll definitely try to get Sloan on. Sloan's, one of my favorite guests I've had. I have a lot of good guests on here, but I'm so not to knock anybody that's ever been on here, but like Sloan's got good energy, and I appreciate what she does and stuff, and I appreciate you all for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
You're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
You have to do that again. One more time.
She's drunk.
All right, go one more time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
You're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Can you say it in a super deep voice too?
Oh
No.
no.
We could, but that's gonna be $500.
$500.
You're not gonna.
We don't want that to live
You're not gonna
online.
get that footage. That's gonna go viral.
That'll go viral.
That's gonna go viral.
Put that on my Instagram.
Hey, thanks for watching this video, and I want to say without companies like Luxurious Bastard Beard Oil, this video wouldn't be possible to make. So you can go to the links in the description, Luxurious Bastard, promo code Legendary, and get some beard oil. Great smells, great function, great look, great shine, Do that and support the sponsors so we can continue to make videos like this for you. Thank you.
You're listening to the best of the Anthony Rogers Show because, you know, let's face it, who can't get enough of Buck Cherry and, oh, yeah, porn stars, yeah.
I'm Savannah Storm, and you are watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, it's Hot Wife Shady Rose, and you're watching the Anthony Rogers Show.
My name is Alex Sulkin, writer of Ted and Family Guy, and you're listening to the Anthony Rogers Show. Lucky you.
Hey everybody, my name is Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Anthony Rogers Show.
I want to make a trans sport league. Only trans can compete. Because they're basically superior, right? They're like better women. It's like you got rid of all the bad parts of women, like them being like dumb and annoying and talking too much, and then you just have like it like looks like a woman, but it like I don't know, probably smokes weed and cigarettes and shit, you know, cusses a little bit, you know. Could you imagine like going to a doctor? Like, I'd love to transition to what? The second best gender. Make me a woman, please. I hate having it easy. You know what I mean? And they're not really women. They're just fags, right? It's just being a fag. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just probably just a fag. Like you're not a woman. I don't know. Am I losing the crowd here? Sorry.
Link in description. Promo code legendary. Use luxurious bastard beard oil. Every single day. Smells great, looks great, awesome scents. Check out the link in the description for Luxurious Bastards scents and all that different stuff they have on their website. Check it out.